be with you. My thoughts today are with the people in Florida, and well, that's it. Thoughts are with people in Florida, and Robert, I feel for you and for your friend. Right now, today though, we're taking as our topic Facebook reach, and basically we know that over recent weeks, when we go out live on Facebook, we've not been seen by as many people as we used to be, and also well, I think that as was posted in the BLIFbot group yesterday, we have to continue. Whatever Facebook does, we have to continue to basically push out our shows as much as we can. And getting comments in is a good way to start. And if you are watching this live, and thank you if you are, then if you could comment, that would be helpful. And then I can actually see your comments. I'm sort of busking it at the moment, waiting for not only viewers, but also if anybody's going to join me on camera today. I sent out a link to a number of people telling them that we'll go live now. I've got to give people a chance to get sorted and to come on screen. And this is the thing about live, is that you have to be able to go live and start the show on your own if people you hoped would join you are somehow delayed. And the situation is today that I'm happy, because yesterday I was out on BLIFbot.tv, and BLIFbot.tv produced the Valentine's frame at short notice, and I was able to go live in the BLIFbot group and on my own Facebook profile, and also send a private Valentine's message as well. So shout out to BLIFbot, and thank you for helping me do that. And it's much appreciated, not just by me, but by my Valentine. So there you have it. Now, I know that going live is scary to some people, and it does take practice. I was speaking to somebody the other day who was looking for perfection in live video. Well, you're not going to get that, because basically, I just want to change something up. Basically, what you're going to get is that occasionally there will be glitches when you're live, and you've got to get used to that. You really do have to get used to that. And I'm still busking it, seeing if anybody does turn up. Appreciate it if they don't, no problem at all. And if you're watching the replay, welcome to this. I did put a topic together. If you've not seen it, there's an article which was released by Buffer on the 8th of February about the new Facebook algorithm and the secrets behind how it works and what you can do to succeed. And what they did was they were fortunate enough to sit in on some of how the algorithm works, and actions have now been broken down into positive actions and neutral actions. Now, when you're live, a positive action is somebody making a comment. If anybody comments on your post, then simple as more people will see it. Now, we did a show this morning and we garnered a lot of comments, and as a result of that, on Blubbing for Britain, our views went up and continue to go up throughout the day as more and more people comment. So the first positive thing you can do to any post on Facebook is to actually comment. Second thing you can do is and Okay, sorry, I was just checking something there. The second thing you can do is you can, as a positive thing, you can share a post. Now, sharing a post increases reach, because what you're actually doing when you share a post is that you're actually telling your audience about what is actually going on and what you're enjoying watching. And a share is by far one of the best ways to increase your audience. Now, there are those who say you should do a call to action and you should share or ask people to share. Now, I'm not going to do that today. It's your choice whether you share or not. Basically, if you're enjoying a show, then you will share it. And that's all good. So, and then third thing is reacting. If you comment, that's good. But if you like or love or hate or go wow at a show, then that will increase the reach of the show. Now, at the moment, the reach of the show, of this show, and I'm going for the live figures here, so give me a second, it's reached 47 people. And that's a good start, but you also want to increase that. And the way to increase that is by encouraging people to become interactive in the show and to make comments. And that you do by actually having content. Now, so those are the three positive things, but there are three things that actually don't affect or have no effect on how many people actually see a show. In other words, how many people are reached. And the things that don't have an effect are clicking a show, watching a show, or viewing. Those are neutral in terms of the effect they have on the reach of the show. So obviously, when we're doing a show, we actually want people viewing, but if you're viewing and you are clicking and watching and hovering, then that's not contributing to reach. So what I'm going to do is, rather than just talking about this, I'm going to switch screens and I'm going to connect up my screen share, and you will be able to see in a second the article that I'm actually talking about. And this is the article, and it's by Buffer. And as I said, I get this right, it's pointed out by Mari Smith, and it's the new Facebook algorithm and the secrets behind how it works and what you can do to succeed. And this is probably the best article I've seen on the topic, because it dissects what needs to be done in relation to what you do when you're broadcasting or posting or doing anything on Facebook in order to get a reaction from people. And it's the organic reach which is the key. You can do a paid reach, but that's spending money to find viewers who may not be involved in your show. With an organic reach, what you can actually do is, with an organic reach, what you can do is you don't have to pay, and you're reaching people who will become involved. Okay? And people at Buffer were able to get an inside look at the brand new algorithm and see how it works. And the news feed is made up of, well, previously on Facebook, all sorts of signals were used, different signals, like person hovering over, average time spent on content, multiple replies to comments on a video, overall engagement, and then when it's been posted, commenting or liking, what type of story it is, and how informative the post is. And the important ones are person sharing the link over Messenger, multiple replies to comments, commenting or liking a person's status update, engagement with the post. And it's the engagement which we're looking for when we actually do a post. And that brings us on to the top ranking factors. And as I said, and this is coming from the Buffer social page, and shout out for them, the top ranking factors in the Facebook algorithm, the green ones are the positive ones. So commenting is good, sharing is good, reacting is good. Those are the ones that actually improve the reach of your post or show. Other things that happen whilst you're on the show are neutral. In other words, they have no negative effect or positive effect. Clicking on the post, watching the post, or viewing and hovering. And commenting is obviously very important, and sharing and reacting are the key features which will help you increase your audience. Now, to talk about this, I'm glad to be joined by my good friend. I shall bring him on screen now. And you're now going live, sir. Mr. Cook, you are live. And let's see if we've got sound. Do we have sound? Right. Okay, could you refresh and come back in? Hang on. Can you refresh and come back in? Okay, this is live video and need to refresh and come back in. I don't have any volume. So what I'm going to do is, oh yeah, I've got volume now. What was that? Right, well, I'm going to send to live now.
You turned on.
Right, okay. Now, if you can hear Mr. Cook, if you could say, that would be helpful. And I want to say hello to RJ and to Ed and to Carlos and to and Bill as well. So hello everybody. If you want to join me on screen, I'm going to post the link now.
Yeah, that link works.
Brilliant. I'm going to try and find it first. I put it somewhere safe. Just give me a second. Okay. Bear with me a second. And I'm going to stop sharing the screen, and I'm going to copy the link. And I forgot that. If you want to join me on camera, I'm just posting on Facebook now. That's the link to join us on camera. Okay. And we currently have 2 people on camera. What I'm trying to do, Guy, is to get 6 people on camera today.
Yeah, that's why I jumped in. I felt great empathy for your attempt at maxing out the room to see if it was going to perform and work with 6 people instead of just 2.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. I mean, it is basically what we want to do is, if somebody says my system can accommodate 8 people, then you want to test it, don't you? I mean, it's only saying natural that
that's what our company says all the time. If it isn't tested, it doesn't work. I had a guy just the other day. We're moving his site into a WordPress environment, and he says, "Yeah, copying these pages is it's going really quick. I've got 3 done already." And I went and looked at. I said, "Yeah, but when we make the site live, all those images are going to break because they're not in the right path." So I showed him how to fix that.
Good.
But yeah, I think this is good. If I didn't use Firefox as my default browser, this wouldn't have been much less painless. The lady that makes that little robot or whatever it is that sends me the messenger message that says, "Hey, come join us. You need to put this link right in there so we can copy it." Because when I press copy in Messenger, it just copies the blah, blah, blah of the chat.
Oh, right. Okay.
The link.
Right. Okay. And well, we'll work on that. I mean, ManyChat is quite good. and things are improving all the time. So there's hope for us yet. There's hope for us. I'm just tidying up a little bit by removing additional things that we don't need, and hopefully that will calm things down a little bit and it'll be good. I mean, today, just from a tech point of view, we're not using the Facebook API. We're going out through RTMP. Yeah?
Okay. So
Which
that means
means
you're using OBS then?
No, we're on Lightstream.
Oh, okay.
Well, Lightstream can go out to, hello Ed, Lightstream can go out to Facebook, YouTube and Twitch through the API.
Okay.
Or it can go RTMP wherever you want it to go.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So now we're going to bring Ed onto screen.
I like the handle on his microphone, Ed Sells.
Yeah. I'm just trying to.
And it's kind of an open-ended, so you don't know if he's selling frisbees, if he's selling dog collars. It's just Ed Sells. So whatever you want to sell something, talk to Ed, right?
Right, indeed. And that's
one size fits all.
You are live, sir.
Yeah. We can, when you brushed your sweatshirt against the microphone, we can hear that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can hear you. I'm just going to hide the graphic. And in a moment, you will see that we have been joined by Ed, and we are now 3 people on screen. And below me, you'll see space for a 4th.
Now, I think should I be seeing?
I hear you too.
Excuse me, Stephen. Should I be seeing this on Facebook? Because my screen says I'm in the green room seeing this.
Right, you are in the green room.
Okay.
And that's basically where you stay, and that's why you can see the 3 of us on screen.
Right.
You could have, depending on the day of the week, the live feed as well, showing in a window on the screen
Facebook.
somewhere. No, on Lightstream. You see a box that says stream output?
Yeah.
On the right?
The stream is offline.
Right, okay. Ed, can you see the live stream? Hello, by the way.
Yes, I am looking at a live screen, and I am also looking at the Lightstream page. But I muted my live stream, so I can't see my live stream on, or I can't hear my live stream echoing back.
Yeah.
Well, that's working well. I mean, that's the key to it is to turn the Facebook volume down. Okay. So
because there's quite a delay too between this environment and when it comes out on Facebook. There's several seconds.
Well, that's right. I mean, let's think about what's happening. I'm in Wiltshire, England, and you are both in the USA, different parts of the USA, and our signals are going out to the Lightstream servers. Then the signals are being combined. Then they're being sent to Facebook. Yeah, Facebook is doing their bit, and it's actually appearing on the screen. So there's a lot of processing goes on between our desktops and what's happening on Facebook, and that's why the delay is there. And that's why, at the moment, we don't have the technology to eliminate that.
Okay.
It's also
next week.
We know from experience that some of the other services don't have as much of a delay.
Okay. For instance?
Okay, actually, no. I guess I'm wrong. Maybe that's not true, because I guess the delay between our voices and us are certainly not there. So my mistake.
No worries. I mean, if you go direct to Facebook and you do a Facebook Live, either on your own with 2 people, then you go direct to Facebook servers. There's no third party involved, and you're bound to the sort of time difference is bound to be shorter if you go live directly on Facebook. When you start to go through a third-party app, then you're going to have the delay, and that applies to Zoom, to BLIFbot, to Lightstream. All have got to do the same sort of thing.
So what's pick of the litter, Stephen?
Right.
If you can only have one, if they said, okay, the Queen said you can only do one live stream, right? There's none of this changing the channel. You can just do one. Then what is it?
Can I have two? I want two answers. No. Okay, I go at the moment, and if I was going live to Facebook with that caveat, I would go with BLIve. BLIve is the easiest to use. It allows you to share graphics, to share your screen, and to have up to 3 people live on screens anytime. So, and it just works. It's rock solid. I mean, we've been using it now for 15 months. You know that over 95% of the time you're going to have a show without any glitches. So my vote would be for BLIve. Ed?
That answers my question.
We're mixed up here because both of us are Eds. Other Ed, where are you located?
What are other Ed?
What other Ed?
Oh, I'm sorry. It says it says Ed on above everybody's name on my screen.
Oh, so you thought it was below me. Right.
We're the 3 Eds. No.
How come my name is guest? How do I do that? Do I just right click on it? No, it's not there.
No. This, on the screen that's going out, I've just got the 3 pictures at the moment.
You don't have a name above your picture then?
No. I bet you introduce you. Guy, meet Ed. Ed, meet Guy.
Hey, Guy, where are you from?
I live in, are you sitting down? Yes, you are. Walla Walla, Washington.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, Daffy Duck doesn't live here, though.
I'm sorry?
Daffy Duck doesn't live here. A lot of people think Daffy Duck lives here. A lot of people think that because of the Roadrunner Coyote cartoons, that we have a thing called Acme Manufacturing, because the Coyote would always order all his gadgets from some place called Acme Manufacturing, and he'd try to catch the Roadrunner with whatever rocket or something he'd got in the mail. And that isn't here either. There was a time in my life, though, that I considered really seriously to open a company called Acme Manufacturing and then just be a reseller of, whatever I could get from China, but I didn't do it.
Okay, sort of a Ronco sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm located near New Haven in Connecticut, USA.
Ah. Is that far from New London?
I don't know. It's probably about half an hour, 40 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Sorry, Guy, you're asking the question if you could choose one platform, and
right.
It's Ed's turn, isn't it? And then I will ask you.
Well, I haven't actually used this platform except for a quick test, and it was just me. But I've been using BLIve. BLIve works fine. I guess that the fact that you can throw 6 people up here, or at least they tell you can, and I came on mainly because you're looking for 6 people.
Right.
And how long I stay on will depend on when the vacuum cleaner that's roaming around the house gets closer.
Oh, you've got a Roomba, or you have a wife?
There's a person running the vacuum cleaner.
Okay.
But eventually it will get here.
Okay. I use Appear.in. Appear.in is what I use because I used to work in television, I used to work in radio, and we recorded everything. Because, like the other day when you oopsed and said BLIve when you wanted to say Lightstream, and you made that oops. Well, when you record stuff, you have that quality assurance issue solved. You don't have the issue. Like, I did a interview with, not an interview really, it was just like a co-host sort of a thing with Pat from Durham, North Carolina, Durham Skywriters, her paper, and her audio didn't work in Appear.in because I didn't have my recorder set up right. I could hear her when we were talking back and forth, but when I went to the playback, it was gone. But because I had recorded it, I could insert the apology right into the recording and say, oops, well, when Pat was trying to say something because I'm ignorant and it was my first time doing it, blah, blah, blah. But I've fixed that now, and now I can do a recording with 12 people. And that's, I guess, more is better. Isn't that how we learned?
Yeah, more is better. Good.
So in terms of live stream, it doesn't work. But in terms of recording that I can upload into YouTube or to Vimeo or to whatever else, it gives me that in spot on perfect and high definition. And then I can upload that to Facebook if I like. And so many times have I gone to Facebook. Have I ever nailed it like I did this time and can be live right as the event's happening? I can count the times on one hand. More often than not, I see a recording anyway. So what's the diff? That's why I'm sticking with Appear-In.
From your interface, Steve, can you tell how many people are watching?
No.
Okay.
I can't, as it stands at the moment, no. They are working on the Facebook comments, and they're getting close because I keep seeing them coming and going, which has got to be good. But at the moment, my answer to that is no.
I'm asking because every once in a while you might want to mention that you're trying to get 6 people up here to test it. And if there's anybody else that's listening, you said that you were going to put up the link for them to follow to get here and be on the screen with us.
Yeah, the link is on Facebook.
No, I'm asking if you put it on Facebook so everyone can see it and they could come and join us so we can get your 6 people on here today.
Oh, we might have to put a lower third up, Stephen, where you could have that URL right there. They can type it in, because if they come into the room right now, the comment that you put up there is gone.
What?
You feel me?
Oh, right. Okay. I'm with you now. Yes. I understand.
So what do you sell, Ed? Everything?
I'm a real estate agent. I'm also a real estate investor. So edsellshouses.com. You'll find me there.
Okay.
I post most of my videos at ctreinvestors.com, and I have a group for investors in Connecticut at a group called CTRE Investors. There's 300 plus members there, and a meetup called CTRE Investors that has over 600 people in it. And my meetups are virtual. I was doing them with conference calls, and then I was introduced to Be Live by Zeph Zan, who I think Steve knows. I don't know if anybody else here knows her. And then I went on to the group. I met Steve, and I've been doing this a couple of times. I am a little bit behind on posting to the website, but I have done a couple of interviews on here, and I've got some other ones coming up, which I'm not going to mention now because they're not exactly scheduled yet. In the next week or two, we'll have one.
So you're doing your events all live. You don't put anything like in the can to play back at another instance.
So far, I haven't. What I've done to repurpose them is download them and upload them to YouTube, which of course is going to be a low-res version of it. I'm hoping that eventually Be Live comes out, or they come out here with some way to stream maybe live to one of the services like Facebook, and then also keep a high-res copy of it and maybe stream that high-res copy to my Google Drive or to a Dropbox or something online, so they don't have to charge me for storage.
Right.
Well, that's the key, isn't it? That we can broadcast to Facebook, but we don't get the high definition quality.
Right now, I guess we're 720 here. I think that's the highest that they will accept on Facebook. But so it would be nice if we could somehow keep a resolution of 720, which is, I guess you'd call it a lower HD, for ourselves.
Yeah, standard definition, I think, is the handle I get when I bring it up on my big television and I look at streams off of the internet. They'll put HD, and that's 1080, and then SD is going to be 720. That's
okay, because
my guess.
I think they also call 420 SD.
Yeah.
And I think, and actually, unless you're watching on a very large television, if you're watching on a 30-inch or you're watching on your computer screen, which for most of us is less than 30 inches.
That's when I do quality assurance on my recordings, because I export them as high definition and upload them to YouTube as high definition. then I play them back on the 55-inch TV, and I can tell right away if I've got anything wonky, like the wrong image is not magnified right, I can fix it. And because it's a recording, just delete it and redo it. I did a thing with the Grand Army of the Republic Highways, U.S. Route 6. They travel through 14 states, about 600 communities. I've been their content manager for over a decade. Anyway, I came up with a new graphic today, and I put it into the stream that I used on the Guy Our Cook report, just to, I guess, basically, like I say, if it isn't tested, it doesn't work. And it didn't work. It was a little bit too tall, and so I need to resize it. Anyway, that's where I'm at with the streaming and stuff. And high definition, I work with the Massachusetts Cruisers. Say that 3 times real fast. Massachusetts Cruisers Car Club. It's got about 3,000 members in Massachusetts. They use the parking lot where the New England Patriots play football. On the opposite weekends when they're not playing football, with their away game or whatever, that's where they have a car show, because they have so many people going in. They'll have like 1,500 vehicles at a car show at one event. Wow. Anyway, they upload all of their stuff that streams to Vimeo. And I said, well, John, why do you do Vimeo? Why don't you use YouTube? Well, because Vimeo plays back in HD. And I checked, and it does. Right. So in terms of, that goes back to you were saying, I caught just a bit of it, Stephen, you were talking about reach. And reach is important. That's important. It's a big factor. But that poses the question, will you increase your reach with the quality of the video? Will people be more likely to share it if it's coming out at 1080p? Oh, wow, look at this. I'm using the 1080p of Vimeo to share the Massachusetts Cruisers Car Clubs. Every time they have a gig, like a car show or something, we put that stream into the Happenings blog on Route 6, and bazinga, it goes through the roof. Because people like it, and they're sharing the crap out of it.
Yep. Well, something like this, where there really isn't any real action, I don't think anyone's going to be able to tell the difference. And if they do, well,
the expectation is if they have 6 people, and the hint, if you're watching this, you need to be joining us. Then, if you get 6 people, will that decrease the quality of the video to the point that 720p is a prayer? You wish it were 720p, because it's actually going to be 420, because they have to notch it down on the resolution scale relative to how many people are on the screen, because screens are only so big.
Yeah, I mean, but basically today we're going out at 480 as opposed to going out at 720, and I did that so that my processor can cope with 6 people.
Now, are you an i7?
Sorry?
Is your processor an i7?
Yeah.
Mine is.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
I'm just curious.
Actually, yeah. It's an old i7, though. I got several years ago I got a fast machine. So it was fast.
Yeah, I remember when I went from an i5 processor, which I thought was pretty cool, to an i7. I was, oh my God, why did I wait so long? Because it was just
Guy, you were in broadcasting. I was never in broadcasting. I did have a commercial radio telephone license with ship radar endorsement when I was in college, but
I got my license for the what did they call that? I forgot now. Back in '78, I got a 3rd class broadcaster license. Took the test in Savannah, Georgia. I had to drive from Charleston, South Carolina. The closest place was Savannah, Georgia, to take the test. And so I went down there to take the test, and I muffed up because I went with a guy who wasn't doing his homework. You know, like when you go to driver's ed and you study for your driver's license, and so you ace the test. Well, he didn't do his homework, so he muffed up, didn't pass the test, so we had to go back again. Make 2 trips to Savannah to get the license, and then you wait and wait and wait, and it comes in the mail, and you go, wahoo, but you don't have a job.
Well, I was looking for a summer job fixing radios on boats that a friend of mine had one, and I went to interview for the job, and they said no. And then I went and took passed my commercial radio telephone license, and came back, and they said, "Do you have your own tools?" So there was a summer job.
Yeah, my first job in radio, because we're going to fill the airwaves with nonsense and fluff to get 3 more people, because we need more people here.
Yeah, so, I just spoke to Peter Stewart, and he might wend his way here, so we should get up to 4.
Oh, you should ask Fraser Ramsey. If you got him on Messenger, he's pretty good about coming in to just pop in quick.
Okay.
So anyway, Ed, the job was I was sitting upside down in an MGB sports car, which had positive ground, putting a car stereo in it. And so I had to put a voltage inverter under the dash. And so I'm talking to this kid who owned the car. And he goes, "You ever worked in radio?" I went, "Oh, no, I can't work in radio." "Well, you ought to try it. We need an all-night guy for the weekends." Saturday and Sunday night. Well, I went to work at midnight Saturday till 6 Sunday morning was my gig. And he says, "It's easy as cake. You just play recordings." Because remember back in the day when they had the politically correct, what do they call that? Public broadcast system. They would play religious messages so many hours a day. Well, they played them all on Sunday night, or Sunday morning actually, from midnight Sunday until 6 Sunday. Then they did a church service from Charleston Church. So I took the job. I went and got the test, took the job. And about 8 months into the job, one of the day shift guys, I never saw the day shift guys, they left a message in my inbox: "Come to the next staff meeting." Wow. The lights have come on. I've hit the big time. So I went to the meeting, and they said, "No one's ever lasted at this job as long as you have. What's the deal?" I said, it's easy gas money. It's, you push play on the recorder, and then you wait 30 minutes, you push play again on the other deck. I mean, it's a no-brainer. So why should I not like an easy job? And they never had given it that perspective. Most people got bored after a couple months and quit. And so that was my first gig. It was fun. But I liked working night shift at radio station. All the gigs I had in radio were midnight to 6 because there's no ratings. You could, all the things that were considered, in those days it was called bet your license if you were profane or anything like that. Well, midnight to 6, they don't do the Arbitron ratings, so it didn't matter. If you had a mix up, if you said Be Live instead of Lightstream, so what? Big deal. Right? It wasn't like daytime when they go, "Oh my God, did Stephen really say Lightstream? And he said Be Live? Blimey." So anyway, that was the fun. And then I liked it really well, and I noticed that all the sales guys had really nice cars and wore suits all the time. When I'd go get my paychecks in the daytime, and God, the sales guys seem to be doing pretty good. This announcing thing is fun. It's easy, but they're making lots of bucks. So I started reading. There's a RAB, Radio Advertising Bureau, put out these publications back in the 70s. This is how you do it. It's before we had the internet, so you couldn't Google it. So to make that 30 minutes go by on the tapes, right? Yeah, I'd read that stuff about sales, like always have a pen, always have your business cards, all those kind of stuff. Make appointments, don't just cold call people. And I took all of that learning, and then when I came back to the West Coast, I walked into a place and said, "Yeah, I'd like to be a sales guy at your station." "Well, what do you know how to do?" And so I started rattling all this stuff. He says, "Yeah, we'll put you to work." No, that's not true. That's not true. I take that back. I learned all this sales stuff, so I started selling printing, And then I would sell on long distance service. And every time I had these other sales jobs, I went to the radio station there in Walla Walla. I went to the GM. I said, hey, you need to buy this long distance service. So he stopped me and he says, hey, every time I see you, you're selling something. You're really quite the sales guy. We should hire you. And so that's how I got my gig in radio.
So in a major market of Walla Walla.
Yes. We were a 50,000 watt FM station rated at 100,000 watts because we're up on top of Pikes Peak, up on the Blue Mountains surround this area. And so because of the elevation, FM's a ground wave and it goes farther if you get it higher. That's why there's FM sticks are so big. So yeah, it was fun.
Okay, and we're still looking for another 3 people to join us. So I see that Robert.
Did you tell them about the prize?
What's that?
You didn't tell them about the prize, did you?
I didn't tell them about the prize.
Oh,
they don't learn about the prize unless they can see the private chat here.
Yeah,
and if they can't see the private chat here, they don't know about the prize.
I'm seeing what you're putting in there. And when you put in the winning lottery numbers for the state of Connecticut, I went, wow, how does he know that? And a girl my alarm's going off. You know those things, Alexa?
Yeah.
The Amazon has? Well, one of the things that's built into it is an alarm. See, you can say, Alexa, set timer for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it'll start making this noise. I'm on the phone.
Say, okay, Google, set timer for 15 minutes.
Yeah. Did it say it? Oh, well, see, Alexa will say, okay.
It usually does.
45 minutes starting now.
It usually does. I don't know why it didn't now.
Yeah.
Could be because I said it too quickly and I didn't wait for it to fully load, but it did it.
Yeah.
So I see that Robert Stern it says he joined. I don't know if that meant he is
got
ready
a microphone.
to come. What's that?
He's got a microphone.
I know he does, and he's on all. Come on, Robert, join us.
Yeah, he's joined joined quite a lot of shows, but I think today's is because of certain events in the US, shall we say?
Yeah.
And one of his friends' daughters was one of the people who was killed. So.
Oh no.
I don't expect him to be live today.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an unfortunate situation, isn't it? And I watched
that situation totally enraged my daughter. She went on Facebook very colorfully saying expletives deleted because I don't want to play bet your license. But she was quite angry with the fact that this kid had already been banned from carrying a backpack to school. They knew he was a nut job. Why he was even allowed to get an AR-15 is, somebody's going to have to account for that. She was pretty excited.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm being nice. She was pissed.
Yeah, a cousin of my wife was actually in that school at that time. But anyway, let's find something happier to talk about.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's obvious that nothing that we say or do can change the past.
I'll show you. I got an idea. I'll run this by you, what I'm doing now with Appearing. I was saying I always record the messages, right?
Yeah.
And I don't do Facebook Live, Stephen knows. So here's what I'm doing as alternative. I record the shows ahead of time. Like the episode today was business-to-business tips because that's what I do on Thursday. And I talk about what business-to-business customers need to do and so forth, and their expectations, etc. Yeah. And I record it. I put that in the bucket, and I upload it onto Podbean. Yeah. So it's sort of like it's the homework. And I go into Facebook, say the homework for today is blah, blah, blah. Okay. And so then Ed, because he wants to play, because he wants to know about making a better business community or whatever, he goes and watches that. Then at 3 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, I do a live appearing, which I don't record because recording seems to scare people off. And I just go, what do you think? Did you do the homework? Did you learn about the 7 tips for a B2B site? Well, what do you think about that? Or maybe they don't even have that topic at all. They want to know how to optimize their WordPress site to perform better. Okay, so we can talk about that, whatever they want to talk about. And those events are 3 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And Eileen told me, she said, why do you always do Greenwich Mean Time? I can't figure that out. So I sent her the link to calculate. Yeah. And so that's the model I'm using. Instead of doing a live thing, and that's because of the things I was saying about quality assurance and recording and so forth.
If I could just interrupt you for a second, John Upton joined us, and John, if you can join us live, that would be good, because if you did, we're trying to get 6 people on.
Well, yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Guy. You can continue.
You have to speak British to John, though. He didn't understand you. Hey, John, pop in there. Then he'll get it.
Sorry, I don't speak British.
Well, until John arrives, what I can do, and you'll see this if you're watching the output screen, and hopefully it's preparing it, is I can do this, just to show we can get 4 people on screen.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to arrange it a little bit. That'd be good.
So the other thing we're waiting for that I will disappear is if the recycle guy comes, because if the recycle guy comes to pick things up, the dog will go wacky, because every day, every time, every 2 weeks when the recycle guy comes, we have to take the dog out to help him take the recycle stuff, and he gives the dog a couple of dog biscuits.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
The years gone by, I had a 60-pound boxer. Mac Daddy was his name. And I'd be working in my office. He was my pal. He'd follow everywhere I went. Mac had to go. So when the UPS guy or the FedEx guy would come, they'd knock on the door of the office, this little outbuilding I had behind the house. And I'd always tell Mac, oh, the dog food man is here. He's bringing dog food. And so if I said dog food enough times, Mac would then, well, maybe I don't need to be the slathering beast and sound like I'm going to eat his leg off. And so the guys would come in the door, and I'd say, oh, this is Mac, and they'd pat Mac on the head, and it was all cool. But if I didn't use the word dog food, if I said, I think that guy's a game warden. I had him, Pavlov's dogs. When he hears the word game warden, that's a bad guy. And so he'd bark like crazy. So we're going to have to give out something, because John's not even coming in.
Well, he says he's frightened now.
Wait a minute.
I just got back from my allotment, and hot and sweaty. What is an allotment, Steve?
Oh, right. Okay. I can translate that one. Okay. It came about after the war, and people wanted to grow vegetables that didn't have gardens. So what they did was they took a field, converted it into separate areas, and called the whole thing
allotment to grow in. Gotcha.
Exactly so. And so it's during and after the war. An allotment is basically where you grow your fruit and veg, so you don't have to go down to the supermarket, hypermarket to actually buy them. And it's become a British pastime to go to the allotment, and on a sunny day, of course, and just chill out watching the vegetables grow.
So after the 2 sunny days have passed, then what do you do?
Oh, I don't know. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We do get quite a lot of rain, which means that the plants grow. There's no problem from that score. Nothing dries out here. But it is obviously. But that's an allotment. That is what an allotment is. It's an area of ground set aside for private individuals to grow their vegetables, and it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, maybe John can come on and tell us what he grows in his allotments.
Yeah. Gardening is really big right now on Pinterest. I'm getting lots of really good shares on the Pinterest board, or pins they call them, where people say, well, here's the top 7 things you want to start growing in January. I can't plant anything in the ground proper until probably Mother's Day in May. Yeah, but I can start them in the house, get those little trays and start the seedlings up. So these are pins that are saying, these are the 7 that you want to start growing now. Like you want to start your lettuce now, so that when May comes, your lettuce is going to be big enough to make it.
Okay,
And
so
what
John Upton is trying to get into the green room now. I think I posted. John, do tell me if I didn't post the right link, because I'm watching I've got two screens here, so
right.
I'm watching. I put up. I'm watching the comments on one stream, and I'm watching us on another.
Very good. And John, if you can make it, it'll be good. Then there isn't two of me on the screen, but that was just to prove that we can get 4 cameras on the screen.
I
quite
clicked
easily.
the bot link, John said. So he must have a bot link.
He does, yeah.
And let's see if he ends up here.
Oh, there, I can do it now.
I got here by clicking the bot link too.
Very good. It works.
Yep, I can see 4 pictures. Okay, cool. Oh, there's John.
Right.
Hello.
Let's try this then. I've got an echo, John. Oh, wait a minute. No, I haven't. Don't worry about it.
Blimey.
Well, just a minute.
John, you need to put on some headset there just to get rid of that echo. Well, hopefully the echo suppression will catch up. Well, it doesn't seem to be. Well, actually, wait a minute. Maybe you have this on. You're watching us both live, and you're on yourself, and that's why you're getting 2 audios through.
Does that
John.
make any difference?
I think we're getting there. Yeah. Hello, John. Long time no see.
Facebook window open as well, haven't I?
Right. Okay.
And the vacuum is getting closer.
Long time no speak, Stephen. What?
Long time no see, John. John, meet Ed.
Sorry about that.
Actually.
Our guy you already know very well.
I mean, no one ever said that. I thought Guy had moved to Australia.
No.
The Walla Walla, but
I'm in the other Walla Walla.
There's one in Australia too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's like the lady I used to buy my state lottery tickets from. I said, she was a clerk at the grocery store, Cindy. I said, Cindy, if you sell me the winning ticket, we're going to go to lunch in Paris. And her eyes lit up. I said, oh, no, not that one. Paris, Illinois.
Isn't there a Paris, Texas as well?
Yeah, so she would often tell me, says, every ticket that I sell you is a winner.
And if you give me a bad ticket, then we'll send you to Lebanon, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Now, for some reason, and this is Lightstream, Lightstream is showing the name of everybody as Ed except John, whose name is Jon.
Yeah, John's correct.
Type my name in.
You type your name in?
Where do you put your name in, John? I'm curious.
Invited into the green room, you have the opportunity to change the name that's displayed.
Yes, that's correct.
Very good. And what area? I'm looking.
Well, no, it's before you enter.
Before.
Your choice of your microphone, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Bridgetti. We need another person on here.
Underneath there is the opportunity to change the name.
Okay, and so if I don't do it then, I'd have to refresh and come back in.
Like guest-80C7, which is what it says you are.
Yes. Top secret, that's my secret identity so that people don't know I'm really Guy.
I thought it was the name of one of you speaking fish at the background.
Bridgetti's having problems joining, she says.
Oh.
I can't seem to join.
If we get to 6, do we all get like
yay?
Free space in Google Drive or something, Steve?
I don't know.
No, if you have a Google account, you get free space.
Yeah.
Bridgetti says she's here.
Yeah?
She's here?
She says she's
not
joined.
in the green room. Not in my
Not in the green room, no.
Has Bridgetti done the same as me and clicked the bot link? I had to go back, follow the comments, and find the link that Ed had posted in the...
Yeah, we need to put the link on there again. It could be scrolled off.
Sorry, John, you saying the bot link didn't work?
The bot link says you join in the green room, and that's all it does. It doesn't get you in the green room.
Okay, my comment in BLIFbot post was marked as spam. Review the comment. That means they're about to make it disappear.
These days.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Ed, did you came in via the?
There's it. I can see someone coming in.
I posted.
Bridgetti.
The,
Hello.
Hey, Bridgetti. We see you.
5. We just need another mug now. Where is Peter?
I'm happy at 5. I'm going to stick at 5, John.
But Peter's always there, isn't he?
Does
Sorry,
Bridgetti
Jerry.
know we can see her?
Yeah, Bridgetti can hear us and see us. And
But I refreshed. Hi.
Hi, Bridgetti. You're going live in a moment. I just need to resize a few things. Hopefully. Just give me a sec.
Yeah, because now they've kind of changed places. Ed was down there, but now he's way over on the right.
Yeah, but I don't know how this is seen by people. I'm going to reload here so I can see how this is seen.
I don't think she's on Facebook yet. Is she, Stephen?
No, not yet. Momentarily. But we hope. There we are. Right, we're all 5.
I'm waiting for Bridgetti to come up on the live. I see her here, but oh, there she is. She's like smaller and in the middle right corner.
Bridgetti, thank you for joining us. We now have proved that you can get 5 people on camera on my computer, which makes me very happy.
I confirm that. But it's better in the green room. The pictures are bigger in the green room.
Oh yeah, I mean the green room here is far better than other systems, shall we say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So something's not working because in my view in the production studio it says the stream is offline. So
I know. I've made a note to
mine
actually.
Is too.
Yeah, I've made a note to actually tell Lightstream. I nearly said BLIFbot then. To tell Lightstream about it.
Yeah, make a screenshot for proof of life. Then you can show them instead of tell them. Yeah. That's what I've always found has been the winner.
RJ is watching us. RJ, you can please join us because we're trying to get 6 people on at the same time. I'm
going to stick at 5, if I may.
Oh, okay.
No, you can't. You can't. You've already said 6.
You committed.
Yeah. The timeline is such that once you say 6 and it goes out viral on the internet, and then they come in and they go, "Oh, it's capped at 5. Well, when did that happen?"
We've got 2 minutes to go. Okay.
Well, Stephen, if you said 6, well, is there anyone else who's going to jump on in 2 minutes?
Yes. Well, we're just glad that yourself and John jumped on.
Bridgetti, where are the pearls?
I'm not wearing pearls today, but I've got all this other paraphernalia here, so...
this is the alternative pearls is the bling on her shoulder.
Yeah, it'll be too much bling.
Bridgetti very rarely broadcasts without her pearls. If you look at video history, pearls.
Okay.
My wife watches this show, the Antiques Roadshow, and this lady had this really ancient string of pearls, and they were old enough to have been the naturally occurring pearls and not farm-raised pearls. They're worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars because of their vintage.
Well, you know what? I went to a junk sale once, many years ago, and I found this set of pearls, and something told me, this is like the genuine thing.
Yeah.
And the clasp was broken. But I didn't care because I could tell that these pearls were really good.
Right.
And I realized that the guy that was selling it clearly didn't realize the value of the pulls. You know, he just kind of thought, oh, well, the clasp was broken, let me flog it and get rid of it. So, you know, I took a chance and I said to him, well, are you negotiable on the price because the clasp was broken? In the meantime, I would have taken it, you know, at the price it offered because it was already a giveaway. And he says, oh, well, yeah, if the clasp was broken, you can have it at a better price. So I probably got it for like $2 or something stupid. And I had the clasp fixed. I had a new one fitted, you know, and the jeweler said to me, do you realize, you know, how valuable these pulls are? So that was a great find.
Yep. Great dog, Ed.
Thank you. They like the dog. The vacuum cleaner is getting closer.
Yeah.
I don't know I don't think you guys can hear it, but I'm not sure.
Not yet, no.
Okay. Cardboard microphone.
Can't hear your dog.
But I'm having trouble hearing you, so I'm going to take off.
The dog's bigger than Ed, Bridgetti.
Serious?
Oh.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Okay.
Well, hey, thank you for joining us. We got 5 people on screen, which was the aim, and my computer's still here, and we're still here.
Has it survived?
No meltdown.
Has it survived?
No sparks coming out of the fan exhaust. That's good.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure.
Could you hear your CPU? Could you hear a difference in your CPU? Was it struggling a little?
In numbers, yes, but I couldn't hear it. Right. No, it's quite happy. I mean, I've been able to move people around, and not with the precision I would have liked, but I have been able to move people around.
So what's your processor doing? If you go to the system analysis and it looks at your CPU usage, is it like through the roof, maxed at 100, or is it?
Currently, it's through the roof.
Okay.
Yeah. But not do that for too long. Right. Well, I'd just like to say to everybody, thank you for joining. This has been, for me, a 5-star experience because we had 5 people on screen. And we've not done that for a long time. So, Guy, thank you for joining me early on, and then thank you to Ed. Thank you to John for bobbing in, and of course,
I was part of that fan of the week thing, Stephen.
Brilliant!
If I get to the point I'm so full of myself I don't show up, then that could jeopardize my fan of the week status, and I don't want to do that. Right.
And Bridgetti, thank you for joining and making the 5 up. I look forward to broadcasting again. The 2 of us tomorrow. We won't be going for any records. We'll just be talking about things that are going on around us. So, you've got a final thought for everybody as we move on? If we go sort of anti-clockwise or clockwise?
Who's first?
Ladies first.
Have a nice day.
Well, happy to.
Yeah. Ladies first.
Okay.
Well, it was great joining you just for 5 minutes to complete your 5-star test. So have a great one from Cape Town. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Bridgetti, and bye, Guy. And your thoughts, gentlemen, just before I press the button to stop?
Well, this is a good thing you're doing. If it isn't tested, it doesn't work. So now you know that it can perform at least to that level.
That's right. John?
I don't know. I've got nothing to say. I said everything I had to say.
No, we were going to ask John, what is he growing in his allotment?
Oh, we were?
Yeah.
What are you growing, sir?
How's the allotment doing?
Well, this time of the year, it's a mess. I mean, you've got to dig it all over. I'm growing dahlias, sweet peas, chrysanthemums, onions, radishes, and all sorts of things. Fruit as well.
Brilliant.
Now, do you keep the seed? Do you sell the seed from your flowers?
No, they're all done from cuttings, not from seed.
Okay.
Apart from the sweet peas, which are done from seed. And yes, I'll be using some of last year's sweet pea seeds to grow this year.
Right. So to everybody, this broadcast was from Lightstream, which goes out to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, and it's free. It's
so we should
completely
look
free.
out for the paparazzi because they're going to be stalking us now, right?
It's already stalking Bridgetti for totally different reasons. Absolutely brilliant. Congratulations on the success, Bridgetti, of your show and getting noticed internationally. So with that thought, on an excellent note, we shall leave that and we'll catch you all again later.
Cheerio.
Ending the stream, and hopefully it will finish. I tried to press the button. This might not work. I don't know whether we're still live or not. I'm going to take it that we are. But so if you can disconnect your cameras, I shall see you all again later. Bye for now.